Welcome back to America Right Now. I'm Tom Basile. You know, one of the first things that they teach you in trial advocacy class in law school is that there's no Perry Mason moment in court. You know, for Americans who've now spent the better part of, 60 years watching courtroom dramas on television, we have kind of come to perceive that justice should be kind of this neat and tidy process that can be all wrapped up in about 48 minutes. After all the drama and suspense, somebody takes the stand and confesses, or new late evidence presents a plot twist. Turns out the cook murdered the maid all along. That's a real perception. And that's a real perception problem that Republicans are running up against as they begin this impeachment inquiry against President Biden. Bribery and the kinds of crimes that the Bidens could be accused of are complex by nature. They take years of forensic accounting to unravel under even the best of circumstances. Republicans will have only grudging assistance from federal agencies and other sources of information. And absent a federal prosecution, full discovery may not even be possible. The past is also going to haunt them as well. After two sham impeachments by the Democrats during the Trump years and a failed impeachment of President Clinton by Republicans the public also didn't support, the deck is stacked against the GOP members this time around, no matter how legitimate the accusations or voluminous the current evidence. You know, Americans are sick of congressional hearings, and unless there is truly damning new evidence delivered in soundbite form, making the case against Biden Incorporated will need to be done cogently and perhaps in another format or venue for it to really resonate with people. Polling data shows that Americans realize President Biden lied repeatedly about his involvement in his family's business dealings. What they're not convinced of at this point is that he committed a crime or that he should be impeached. Republicans are going to have to create a Perry Mason moment, an aha moment at some point, and a closing argument that puts all of these puzzle pieces together, leading Americans down a clear path of Biden criminality. How they're going to do that, well, that's yet to be seen. Republicans are also up against the perception that bribery involves everyone involved in the scheme receiving cash payments in exchange for their affirmative steps to further the crime. That's wrong. Here's where Mr. Biden's acolytes are more than happy to throw newly indicted New Jersey Senator Bob Menendez right under the bus. Mr. Biden has long held that no one can find the money related to the 5% for the big guy or any other direct payments that could have been siphoned off his family's foreign business dealings. He even joked about it when pressed by reporters back in June. Mr. Biden has no problem reinforcing the falsehood that such evidence is necessary to indict or convict him of being part of a bribery scheme. Senator Menendez's indictment actually helps him reinforce that flawed notion. The photos released by federal officials showed piles of cash allegedly stuffed into Senator Menendez's jacket, along with gold bars in his house and a Mercedes driven by his wife. Those visuals associate direct payments with the alleged crime. House Republicans have no such splashy artwork to accompany their allegations just yet. Unless the audio recordings hinted at by Senator Chuck Grassley are produced, they may not. But that doesn't mean Mr. Biden didn't participate in a long-standing criminal conspiracy to use his office to enrich himself and his family. This week, hundreds of pages of documents related to the IRS and the FBI's investigations into Hunter Biden's tax fraud and gun charges revealed a previously unseen WhatsApp message from Hunter to the president's brother, James Biden. In an apparent reference to a business deal, James Biden wrote, quote, "I can work with your father alone. We, as usual, just need several months of his help for this to work." The GOP also has 150 suspicious activity reports from the U.S. Treasury Department, a reliable FBI informant's report about Mr. Biden and Burisma, and thousands of emails where the then vice president used an alias. They have nearly 24 shell companies to look at and questionable payments to multiple Biden family members, including grandchildren. As of this week, we know that Hunter Biden even took a payment from a Chinese source using his father's home address. 3 IRS officials now have said that the White House interfered in Hunter's prosecution to avoid full disclosure in court proceedings about the family's business dealings. That's obstruction of justice, by the way. But that's not a Menendez-style smoking gun. A new Pew Research study released last week showed that more than 60% of those polled believe that Washington politicians run for office to get rich rather than serve the people. And that could be Republicans' biggest perception challenge of all. If people believe that what Biden did is systemic, they may think it just doesn't matter. That's really dangerous. One thing is for sure, all of this is going to take far more time than your favorite episode of Law and Order. Be patient, folks.